So there's bad news coming out of Ann Arbor today, actually from last night. Denard Robinson has been arrested for an OWI in Ann Arbor. According to Angelique Chengelis of the Detroit News, popular former Michigan quarterback Denard Robinson, now on staff in an off field role, was arrested for operating while intoxicated early Monday morning in Ann Arbor and has been indefinitely suspended by head coach Sharon Moore. So, as we know, Denard Robinson is the bright spot, the player that gave us hope back in the Rich Rod years and then in the first Brady Hoke year. Denard is a fantastic guy who was always smiling, always happy, always energetic, and just ran like greased lightning. And when he was done at Michigan, he went off to what he's drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He played there for a while. He did have an incident, a car accident, either before or after he was at the Jaguars. But now he's at Michigan. He's been in a variety of roles at Michigan and has now been arrested for an OWI and is suspended, will likely be let go. Uh, I'm upset. I really am upset. I don't know why he didn't learn a lesson from what just happened to Greg Scruggs. This has got to be fresh on their minds. And I mean, there's Uber all over Ann Arbor. It's not like Ann Arbor is a small town. I, I don't know, Mac. What do you think? How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean he's my favorite Michigan player and that's not going to change just because he made one mistake. I mean, granted this was a big mistake and obviously it makes it a bigger mistake because of the fact that other people could have gotten hurt, and that's what kind of makes this a boneheaded type of mistake, and one that's just really confusing to the rest of us who are just like, look, we all know your salary. It is public. Like, we know you can afford an Uber. What are you doing? To me, I'm at the point. I was listening to Isaiah Hole earlier, and he was saying, Sharon Moore has had a really difficult offseason. And honestly, like, he's got to be looking at putting in some stipulations around his coaches now, saying there you will not go out. You will not go out. If you drink alcohol, you are not allowed to drive. You have to get an Uber. If we find out that you drove home, I don't care if you got arrested or not, you're suspended. So I'm wondering if he's right. I'm wondering if Sharon Moore is going to start doing stuff like that. I'm pretty sure Jim Harbaugh had some rules around drinking, and I think that was the case. But look, this sucks. This is really stupid. I don't understand why you can't just get an Uber or a Lyft. It is not that expensive. Freaking, why didn't he just walk home or run home? He's got to be still really fast, right? Um, I don't I don't understand why this is happening with Michigan coaches right now. I'm wondering if, like, they won the national championship and they're all like feeling their oats right now or something like that. Of course, Greg Scruggs wasn't there for the championship, so I don't know. I mean, he's got a history, and hopefully he gets the help he needs and can bounce back. I mean, everyone can come back. Denard too.
Hmm.
That's what David Cohn tweeted, was that Denard Robinson was one of the best people that he knew while he was playing with him, and he can bounce back from this, and absolutely he can. I'm really concerned. Actually, I'm not concerned. I'm not sure how you don't fire him, and that sucks.
Hmm.
You have to fire, essentially the one of the favored sons of Michigan football. And the basketball team just had, or the basketball program just had to fire Juwan Howard, and he was one of their favored sons, and now Denard Robinson too. I mean, this is tough.
Yeah, I feel like you almost have to fire him. I don't know that Sharon's got a choice. I mean, you can offer the second chance excuse. Well, it's not an excuse. You can offer the second chance, option, but there's with this issue almost seems to be epidemic now at Michigan, and then that might be overstating it also, but I mean, and Buckeye fans, Michigan State fans are going to start saying, "Oh, what's the culture at Michigan now that this is happening?" Since
Mhm.
we talk about culture at OSU, so I don't know. Is this a culture issue at Michigan? Like you were just saying, are they just feeling their oats after the national championship, or it, does Sharon Moore need to take a hard stand and just put his foot down and say, "You get the Uber or you stop drinking"?
I think Sharon Moore needs to put his foot down either way, whether or not this was going to continue being a problem for Michigan. I mean, you don't know, so he's got to take a stand one way or the other Anyway, his hand is
Hmm.
forced at this point.
Right.
This isn't a culture issue at Michigan simply because like things like this happen in the sports world all the time, and that doesn't excuse it. People should not drink and drive. That is one of the most inexcusable mistakes that you can make as a human being. If you drink
Right.
and drive, you're driving a 2,000-pound missile and you don't have control over it. And also, there are families in the car that you're driving next to. Maybe
And
not
you're
at
likely not the one who's going to get hurt. They
and
are.
grow yes, exactly. In fact, statistically, it is less likely for you to get hurt if you are the drunk person driving. It is statistically less likely for you to get hurt than it is for other people. It's just it's mind-boggling. But you got to, I mean, Sharon Moore, in my opinion, has to take a stance at this point because what does this do to recruiting? Michigan's already having an issue landing recruits. They've got some crystal balls for some pretty solid recruits and stuff like that. So things are definitely picking up. They're picking up momentum. But another arrest, and what's the fallout from that? Like if you're a parent of a recruit right now, are you saying to your kid, hey, maybe maybe take another look? I don't know, their coaches seem to be getting in some trouble lately with the law. Maybe that's not the best place to go. This I mean The reason this is confusing though is that this is an anomaly at Michigan coaches don't generally get in trouble like this. I still don't have any clue what happened with Matt Weiss. Connor Stallions was his own kind of special. Who knows what was going through his head? But in terms of DUIs, OWIs, or things like this, are kind of an anomaly still at Michigan. So that's
Mhm.
what makes it so confusing. But it needs to stop.
Yeah, definitely. We will do our best to keep you updated on this and any other developments that happen. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you think about what's going on with Denard. Even if you're an OSU fan or a Michigan State fan or any other fan, feel free to rant and rave in the comments, and we'll take it. We've been hard on you guys, so do your worst. Michigan
No,
fans, what do you think about Denard? How do you still feel about him as a player? Let us know. Let's talk about that. Mac, anything you want to add to that?
yeah, no one gets blocked here.
No one gets blocked here. Yeah, absolutely. Check us out on the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show, Sunday nights, 8 p.m. live. Mac, take us out.
This is the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show.
Sam Hartman's looking downfield for AJ.
Oh! Carter
Oh!
almost has a one handed catch.
Almost. That was